digital and film. But do you feel like people do end up having to sort of choose? They do come down on one side or the other.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you're a working cinematographer and you want to make a living, you kind of have to have an open mind and be skilled in all the tools that are available today to give you the best shot. I think people at certain levels in their career can really make a choice and say, I'm going to do film or I'm going to do digital. But for most of us, it's kind of what the budget is, what is the story, what's the best tool for this job. And luckily right now there is a choice between both of them, but I think the part that's kind of sad or difficult is that, you know, film is going to go away, and like, you know, we kind of asked everybody when, and they all had different answers. So nobody really knows, but they do know it's coming.
Well, one thing people often speak of is they say how no one's going to want to watch Lawrence of Arabia on their cell phone. And I really appreciate that you actually show Lawrence of Arabia on cell phone, so we all know now what that experience is going to be like.
I actually did it because we heard everybody said that. You could watch it, like, you know, like I've got it on Netflix, and I live in New York, so on the subway every day to work, I watch, you know, 45 minutes of Lawrence of Arabia on the subway. The subway makes so much noise, like you kind of can't hear it. Like, what is it? Riding on an ant or something? I don't know what's happening. I still enjoy it because it's a great movie, but it's a different experience. You know, I wouldn't really recommend that be the way you watch Lawrence of Arabia. No. Maybe The Matrix or something. Just kidding.
Well, the topic of the sort of the changeover in the industry from film to digital, I mean, it brings up so many sort of interrelated topics, and just the idea of like sort of visual literacy is one of them. And I think one of the really sharp points of the movie is how the idea that like it was actually sort of post-production workflow, and how that went digital first is sort of, then it kind of moved almost backwards to the shooting. And was that, when did that sort of point become clear to the two of you? Because it's something that like I had not necessarily thought of, but it is a very, like, I think, instructive point. And was that something that kind of came to you in the course of making the film?
I guess for me, since I work as a post-production supervisor a lot, I was kind of in that world, and I knew that the front end was really captured on photochemical. The middle was editing digitally, visual effects digital, color digital, and then released theatrically on print. So Walter Murch called it like a sandwich, a photochemical sandwich with digital in the middle. So I knew that part of it, but to me, the two ends are starting to turn digital now. That was kind of the big story, but I guess we knew we had to explain the whole length of the image chain because it's all interrelated.
And Keanu, as an actor, is that part of the process, that sort of the digitization of the post-production workflow? Is that something that was new to you? I mean, were you aware of that change that's been occurring, or is that something you sort of learned in the course of the film?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I had an experience where way back when, like, I guess it's about 10 years ago, way back. I remember I had a performance of mine altered digitally, and back when it was a little more obscure. And I remember seeing a screening, and I went, what is that? They went, well, we did that to you. And I went, you what? And so I've tried in my contracts since then to have digital. If you alter my performance digitally, I have to get permission. And that was like, it was like for like 10, a little over 10 years ago. It was like, no one cared, no one cared, no one cared, no one cared. And then the past year it was like, we don't really agree with that. And I was like, it has arrived. It has arrived. Virtual. What is real? So yeah, I was aware of it. Emotionally for me, I ended up it was about the camera. It was like that last piece, like this is this camera now, you know, that how we do it. That for me was like, wow, okay, this is it.
And this may sound like a silly question, but